Let's talk about the 5,000 Kenya shilling habit that is keeping you broke. Yes, you have the potential to have money all the time. You have the potential to build wealth. You have the potential to become rich. But it is that 5,000 shillings habit that is keeping you broke. Guys, have you ever looked at your M-Pesa, for example, at the start of the month? You see, for example, you have some liquid cash there, maybe even 20K, 30K. And then a random debt in the course of the month, you look at your M-Pesa, you are confused. Where did that money go to? Well, both you and I have been confused at some point in time. We can't run away from the fact that we use that money. Whether we wonder where it went, that money didn't disappear. We did execute the M-Pesa transactions. Whether we sent the money, we cashed it out, or even paid through pay bills directly. We are the ones who used the money, which was in the M-Pesa. Let's talk about that in this video. The 5K money habit that is keeping you broke. You are all much welcome to my channel. My name is Afagza Sifuna. In case you are new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Subscribe. Down there, there's a button called subscribe. Click that button, subscribe, because I'm out here bringing you amazing money videos each and every day. And while you still at it, drop a like on this video. Guys, comment down below. Comment. Have you ever looked at your M-Pesa and wondered why your money vanished to? In case you want to share with us, also share with us, what did the money vanish to? After you checking, did you discover maybe you did send someone the money, you spent it on things which even left you shocking? Where did the money disappear to? Having said that, let's jump right into this video. The very first thing you need to understand and actually internalize is why 5,000 doesn't feel like a lot of money. You see, our brain has a way of tricking us, and it's actually a big mistake our brain does. It typically likes underestimating small amounts of money. Case in point, you could be out there, you are working very hard. You have a salary of maybe 100,000 each and every month, a $250,000 each and every month, you name it. In that grand scheme of amount of money, 5K is nothing. That is what your mind or your brain is telling you. 5K is nothing. But then again, when you look at it objectively, 5K is something. Because if you are earning maybe 100,000 Kenya shillings, after tax, even assuming you remain with maybe 70K, 5K is a whole 3.5% of 70K. That is how insane it is. When you start doing this thing analytically, you're going to realize 5K is a huge amount of money. But when you look at it in absolute figures, you'll be like, hey, 5K is a small amount of money. Either way, I'll make it again next month. Or even so, if you are getting maybe some small monies here and there beyond your employment income, you'll be like, yes, I can afford maybe to give someone this 5K. I can afford to randomly spend this 5K because I'm going to make it either way. It is those small decisions, those small habits of spending the small monies which end up affecting us big time financially. And I'm saying so because it is important to plan for each and every shilling you are making. Because if you don't plan, chances are each and every shilling you are making is going to get used. And unfortunately, the use won't be for you to invest, it will be for you to consume. That is why when you internalize and understand why that is a bad habit, you'll really appreciate and even start seeing small monies as important monies to you. The 200 shillings here, the 1K shilling here, the 5K shilling here, which doesn't feel like a lot of money. You can spend it on drinking, okay? You can spend it on buying things randomly. At the end, that does add up, and it adds up big time. Let's now look at the true cost of this habit. Guys, look at these three life scenarios, okay? You have one person, maybe called Brian. They have a habit of every week spending 5K on drinking, right? That tells you, come Friday, after Brian has worked very hard, they think they deserve to drink. They drink 5K each and every week, despite the salary being 50K. It means at the end of the month, Brian does consume alcohol worth upwards of 20,000 Kenya shillings. And one amazing thing about partying and going out to drink without a plan is that chances are you'll drink more than what you've planned. If you plan to drink 5k Kenya shillings, you might end up drinking 7k, 10k, because your appetite, and of course, any human appetite out there, is insatiable. So, that small habit of drinking 5k each and every week compounds to you drinking 20k each and every month, actually somewhere between 20k and 25k, depending on whether the month has 4 weeks or 5 weeks. And also, it does compound to you at the end spending upwards of 200,000 Kenya shillings. Imagine you are consuming alcohol worth a quarter a million annually because you are simply thinking, I'm entertaining myself with 5k every week. That 5k every week multiplied by 52 weeks is almost a quarter a million shillings. That is how insane it is when you look at it objectively. Or even we have someone called Diana, okay? They do spend 5k every week on random shopping. They tell themselves, I've seen a new piece of cloth, I've seen a new pair of shoes, I want to buy it. If they haven't planned in their budget, them spending 5k every week amounts to them spending almost a quarter a million annually, which, guys, is quite a substantial amount of money given the head it budgeted for. Think about it. In case you are supposed to plan for your money objectively, will you plan or will you just spend a quarter a million of your hard earned cash in a given year on something random you hadn't planned? Chances are the answer is no. But then again, when you look at it in terms of 5k, it is a money habit which might look like small money, but in the grand scheme of things, it is huge amount of money. Just the same way, in case you do work very hard, maybe you've earned 1 million in a year, okay? You won't wake up and say, I'll spend a quarter a million without a plan. So why should you be spending 5k every week without a plan? That is where there is a problem, okay? Having shared that, so how do we break this cycle? Because both you and I, to this particular point in time, believe we have better approach to us either entertaining ourselves with this 5k, using it, or even putting it in alternative investments out there. So how do you break the habit of you thinking you have small monies you can spend without even thinking another time? Because they seem small, but as you've seen over time, they do add up to substantial effect on your wealth growth plan. The very first thing is you need to first of all track each and every shilling you are getting, and most importantly, where each and every shilling that you get, where does it go? Start by tracking, because you can't manage what you can't measure. Of course, most people out there know in their head, I'm earning 50k. But if you ask them, beyond the 50k, are there any additional monies you are making? And most importantly, all the monies you are making, where are they going? Very, very few people out there will objectively tell you where each and every of their shilling they are making goes to. That is why you need to start by first of all tracking all your incomes, tracking all your expenses. Basically, retrospectively think about your budget that you should have had, and looking into the future, start planning as step two. Start planning and being intentional about where each and every of your money is going to. That way, you'll be able to tame the habit of you spending small monies here and there, thinking they don't have effect on your financial health. That is the second thing you need to do. You need to be proactive in planning how you're going to be spending each of your money going to the future. And that is the power of you doing budgeting. Because by you budgeting, you're going to tame such random spends, because even money for entertainment, money for you drinking your favorite drink, you're going to put it in the budget. You won't be doing that randomly. Just waking up, you feel like I want to go and drink, and you drink 10k. You will stop doing that. Waking up to feel like I want to go and buy new clothes, you go and spend 30k. By you planning through a budget, you will tame and know everything about where your money will be going, okay? And then the third thing which you need to do is prioritize your wealth goal. Basically, prioritize investing over frivolous spending. Once you figure out that, hey, I've historically been spending these small monies which have really impacted me because I haven't been planning for how much I'm spending, I see the monies as small monies. Once you do that, then you develop a budget. That money which you figured out you are wasting, okay? Prioritize on putting it on your wealth goal. Basically, prioritize investing, whether it is investing in the stock market, okay? Whether it is investing in MMFs, whether it is investing in government securities like treasury bills, treasury bonds. Prioritize investing. Also, as part of working towards your wealth goal, you can even say, for example, I want to invest in these financial markets. I want to start a business. Prioritize on saving for the business because that is your money goal, okay? Or even prioritize on saving towards buying a home. That is going to be your money or wealth goal. That is much better than you spending your money in a frivolous way, okay? And then the fourth step that is also key to you fixing all this is automating some of these things. Don't rely on human memory because you can tell yourself, like, hey, instead of drinking, I'm going to be each and every month shoving aside 20K towards one to three things. What if your memory plays tricks on you? What if your appetites overpower you? Because remember, you are breaking a given existing habit. So use all the enablers to assist you do that. Don't rely on your memory. Use automation. Case in point, you can have standing orders in your bank account. As soon as your money comes in, whichever investment or wealth building goals you have, the money will automatically be checked out from your account to those other alternative investment or those other alternative accounts. That way, any priority wealth building objectives or goals you have are going to be actualized without depending on your feelings, without depending on your memory, without depending on your emotions. That is the power of you doing automation. If you say, for example, I'm going to be saving 5K every month towards an education goal, have a standing order where money is going to be moving from your account towards that goal as soon as it hits your account. That way, by you automating the best practices, is going to ensure you very fast and quickly break that bad money habit of you seeing 5K as not a lot of money, but then at the end of the day, it really hurts you in your quest to becoming financially free. Guys, what do you think about this video? Are you guilty as charged when it comes to occasionally or even regularly spending small amounts of money because you feel like they are small, and at the end they end up tainting your budget, they end up impacting your financial health? Comment down below. But I hope through this video you've learned a thing or two which you can be able to put to practice for you to be able to improve your financial health and ultimately work towards being financially free. Cheers, guys. I look forward to share with you other amazing videos next time. Stay safe.